So, Rafe, why haven't they given an answer yet? Isn't it just rude at this point?
It's absolutely rude, and this whole entire will they or won't they drama is actually getting really tedious now. And it's precisely what the king and the royal family don't need. I think, Harry and Meghan seem to be confusing the coronation with Coronation Street, but this isn't a soap opera. This is a hugely important constitutional and ceremonial event, not just for Britain and the British people, but for all of the Commonwealth realms, including Australia, as you've just been discussing. And yet Harry and Meghan, through all of this, I think, are just showing the world how childish, self-centered, and self-obsessed they are. It's actually, I think, a shameful publicity ploy by the Sussexes, and they're milking this for all that it's worth. They know that, essentially, with their distance from the royal family, they're becoming increasingly uninteresting to the public at large, increasingly irrelevant. This is a way to keep them onto the headlines, onto the front pages, and actually it makes them seem to be powerful with the royal family, seemingly trying to entice them over the pond. But as you say, this is really quite narcissistic, because at the end of the day, this is about celebrating the king. All attention must be on the monarchy and on the king, creating a good vibe in these last few weeks before the coronation. We must create the most positive atmosphere.
On the subject of the king, do you think he actually wants them to come? Of course, he's talked about loving his son Harry unconditionally, but is there a danger that they become the focus? It becomes a sort of Harry and Meghan show?
Well, the view from the palace seems to be that having them not attend is worse than actually having them attend. Now, opinions may differ on that and whether it's right or not, but certainly there's no precedent for the son of a king not attending his father's coronation. We've had King Edward VII didn't attend, King Edward VIII rather didn't attend his brother's coronation, but that was a different matter entirely. And I think the king wants to basically be seen to be always open, waiting for his prodigal son. He is the head of the Church of England, and what could be more Christian than to always have a door open to welcome home your prodigal son? But this really does just deflect so much from what should be an occasion for building national unity, building a sense of social cohesion through street parties and so forth. And yet, rather than focusing on what it means to be British and the monarchy and the important role of the coronation in our constitution, we're instead being distracted by these tedious sort of tittle-tattle stories that we see in the media.
Not meaning to engage too much in the tittle-tattle, but how do you think Prince William would feel about it if Prince Harry did turn up?
Well, of course, we know that any hope of a reconciliation between the Prince of Wales and the Duke of Sussex is so far beyond the horizon. We couldn't even imagine a scenario right now where that could possibly happen. He's very worried, of course, that any private engagements that Prince Harry would attend would end up being discussed on a future American talk show or in a sequel to Spare. We have to remember that,
as we saw with the interviews,
has threatened to have another one. We know that Meghan is also keeping a diary, and so there's a great deal of concern that Harry and Meghan, or Harry if he attends alone, will just try to spin this in some way to advance their own agenda.
Absolutely. It's quite a tricky situation. Do you think perhaps that there is disagreement between King Charles and his son William on whether to have Harry attend? I mean, it sounds from what you're saying there that William might rather he wasn't there, and perhaps the king would rather he was there because, as you say, it shows him as the magnanimous father welcoming back the prodigal son. Do you think there is a bit of a tension there?
Well, there absolutely was, certainly over the past few months, if not the past couple of years, between the two. I think the fact that, Prince Harry publicly attacked Queen Camilla in Spare perhaps brought William and the King closer together in terms of their view of the likelihood of ever reconciling with the Sussexes. But I wouldn't say that you're wrong there, that Prince William is far more averse to that idea than the king is.